I'm a trade rep. This is Short Hammer. It is the 25th of July 2019, and we are taking a look at NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA, since October and the steep drop in the market, has not recovered. I guess you could call this a dead cat bounce, but even this bounce wasn't that high. We haven't even tested the 50% retrace. So what I'm watching for on NVIDIA right now is, I do like that it's closed above the 200 moving day average. I like that we're pushing up above this 176 supply demand zone. I like that we closed above the 176 supply demand zone. What I'm looking for on NVIDIA is a push through the 178s and then a leg into the 180s. Basically what I want to happen is what happened here without this pullback. And we'll see if that happens or that does not happen. But we want this 176 area to 173.91 to provide a base that gives us a leg into the 180s. What I do like is the other day when all those big platform tech names took a hit based on the Department of Justice's investigation, or should I say review, NVIDIA didn't move. NVIDIA has been pretty strong, though the market has been a little bit shaky. It's been pretty strong as it's been pushing up, at least on the daily chart. So I'm expecting a push into the 180s. We'll see if we get that. We might have a pullback first, and we may have to wait to see if the buyers step in and push us up. But the two levels I'm watching is the break of 178 and a squeeze into the 180s, or a pullback below this 176 area, maybe into the 173s, to see if that holds and buyers step in and give us another leg, potentially either to test the 178s or to push us into the 180s. Now, if we look at the lower time frame, this is the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, you see we're hitting our head right here at the 178 mids, the 178.50s. So we need a push over and a push and a close over this 178.50s area, and a squeeze into the 180s, and potentially all the way up here into the 182 area. That may not happen this week. It might take until next week for that to happen, and maybe even the week after. We have to see how the buyers feel, how motivated they are, and do they feel that, hey, if I buy here or if I buy here, I feel comfortable that someone will buy this from me at a higher price. So I'll be watching NVIDIA to see how we hold up in this 176 by 173 supply demand zone, and if the buyers are able to leg us above the 178.50s and squeeze us into the 180s. And what's funny is I had a 180 last week, but for some strange reason I was shaken out of it. I don't remember what happened. I think I had a stop in or something that executed on this, but either way, I'll be watching NVIDIA, and I'll probably be grabbing a 180 for next week or the week after, but I'm waiting for a break of the 178.50s or a pullback to the lower 173.90s, and maybe even these 169s potentially. It just depends how the structure looks if we pull back to this. And I also want to see what the buyers do. So on any pullback, I'm going to wait to see what the buyers do. Do they step in? And do they say, hey, this is a good value, I believe someone will buy this from me at a higher price? And I want to see if they push this up. And I also would love to see a break of this 178.50 area and a squeeze into the 180s. So those are the few things that I'm looking for on NVIDIA, just from a technical standpoint. Whether it's a pullback and hold here and a leg up. If we pull back down here to the 169 area, I'm not looking for the 180s. I'll have a totally different setup that I'm looking for if we pull back to the 169 area, because I'll wait to see, do the buyers step in here at 169 or do the buyers step in here at 167? And if the buyers don't step in anywhere in this area and we dip on NVIDIA, I'll be looking for a totally different setup. But the setup I'm looking for now is a hold of these 173 to 176, this supply demand zone, and a leg up and break of 178.50 and a squeeze into the 180s. And I might scalp this intraday if I see the proper setup and see the buyers pushing us up. And I might scalp this up into the 178.50s or near that and exit. But this to me is the glass ceiling that we need to break through to get to those 180s, where I need to see the buyers confident above this level to give us this squeeze and potentially up into this 182 area.